Hi everyone, and welcome to another watch review. Today I have something a little bit different, something I haven't seen reviewed a whole lot on forums, YouTube, or otherwhere. This is one of the most recent iterations of the Orient M-Force diver line. I think Orient USA nicknames it as the Bravo. The actual Japanese model number is, what is that? WV0201EL, and it retails for 60,000 yen. This is a recent acquisition I picked up from Amazon here in Tokyo. I have been looking at it for a while. The retail prices on the Amazon site were above 45,000 yen discounted. Then I saw them drop to the 30,000 yen range. And when I actually pulled the trigger on this one, I don't know what was going on, to be honest, but the price had dropped down to about 20,000 or close to 200 USD. So for a 200 meter sapphire glass power reserve diver of made in Japan quality, really couldn't resist. And I do have a thing for orange dial watches, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up. So that's the story of the acquisition. The watch itself, great watch, as always from Orient. Very high quality, I think, what you get for the money. Does address one of the complaints that often is found in Seiko divers of not having sapphire. So here you got a nice high quality sapphire diver for about 200 bucks USD. Again, really phenomenal. It is bigger than a lot of other Orient dive watches, particularly let's say the big favorites like the Orient Mako and Ray. Versions 1 and 2. Take a look at the size here. So we'll go and let's see, take a quick look. So the actual diameter of this watch over the bezel is, let's see what we got here. Got about 44.4, 44.5, close to 45 at the widest point. Yeah, there we go. The thickness itself in the watch is around 13 and a half. All in all, not huge and not small either. Does sit very nice in the wrist due to a very flat case back and short lugs, as you expect on these M-Force type divers. Again, the crown is at about 4 o'clock, as on a lot of the Orient divers and Seikos. It does have power reserve at the upper quadrant of the dial. As you can see, it's nicely color coded. If you like bright colorful dials, this certainly has plenty of that going on. It is hackable, of course, and hand-windable. So if we get it in there, give it a few cranks, you can watch the power reserve climb. Nice feeling crown. You know, as is often the case with the Japanese diver, is really nice, but you know, it's not going to compare to a Swiss diver, of course, but then neither is the price. The bezel itself is, depending on who you talk to, is IP or PVD black. It is a different look, and not everyone's going to love it, but you know, I like to have different looking watches in my collection, so you know, why not? Case itself is a little more traditional than past models. I do like the simplicity of this case, you know, flat and brushed on the side with some nice polished beveling across the edges. You know, I always like small touches like that, you know, ones that don't look overwhelming but kind of catch your eye as they catch the light when the case moves around. So it is you know, it's a nice modern look without looking you know, overwrought or overly complicated, and I suppose that makes sense considering this is part of Orient's divers revival line, so they're harking back to their earlier days of their divers. So the case does certainly have that kind of somewhat more traditional feel to it. The links on this bracelet are very, very solid. The SELs themselves, solid end links, are you know, very high quality, very tight to the case. Typical stamped sheet metal clasp, nothing crazy, but nothing bad either. I don't understand why people give these kind of clasps a bad rap, considering that, you know, it wasn't until the second half of the 2000s that, you know, Rolex had changed from stamped metal to their more modern ones. And I say that as a Rolex owner, so you know, I think there's certainly nothing wrong with this kind of clasp whatsoever. The bracelet is really nice quality, as many people will probably know. Price point wise, Orient bracelets tend to be a little bit nicer than Seiko's, just a wee bit. This one was a little squeaky and rattly when I got it though, however. And you know, when I get bracelets like that, I give them a little bath in baby oil or mineral oil, and it certainly takes care of that. Gets rid of the sound and makes it that much smoother. You know, so like I say, an unusual watch to find at the price point that it came, about 200 bucks USD, which is 1/3 of the original cost. I really couldn't say no to it, couldn't pass it up. So it's now here in my collection, and you know, it's a great, fun watch, especially for this time in the summer. You know, it's got that kind of really bright orangey red type dial. It pops at you with the other accents on there. If you want to fly low key, there are more quieter dials, blacks and blues, but I went for this orange one because it's the one that really sang to me. Again, if you can find this at a good price, which shouldn't be too hard, it's a great value. Really dependable watch, 100% in-house, as is with all Orient watches. Hacking, hand whitening, sapphire glass, power reserve, 200 meters. Great watch for the money. Really can't say enough good things about Orient. That's why I got a lot of them in my collection, including this one now. And I would recommend taking a look at it if you can find it anywhere near you. Cheers. Bye.